I remember the moment perfectly. Her voice was sharp, like glass dragged across stone. 50,000, or I call the police and tell them you hurt my kids, my sister, my own blood. She stood in my kitchen, arms crossed, eyes gleaming with the kind of triumph only a parasite feels when it thinks it has won. I didn't flinch. I didn't raise my voice, I just nodded slowly, as if considering her terms. Inside, though, I was already planning her funeral. Not of flesh, but of reputation, comfort, and freedom. When she first moved in, I thought I was helping. She had 2 kids and no husband. Rent was crushing her, and I had space. I gave her a room, a safe roof, a chance. But within weeks, the house stopped being mine. She banned me from the living room because her kids needed it more. She decided dinner was at 6 months as if she were the host. She left laundry piled on my couch, dishes stacked in the sink, and me, idiot, scrubbing and folding just to keep peace. And when I pushed back, she weaponized pity. You don't understand what it's like raising 2 kids alone. So I swallowed it again and again. But her greed was never satisfied. The threat came the night I told her it had to stop. No more babysitting whenever you vanish. No more cleaning after you. This is my home, my rules. Her face twisted, and then she leaned in close, dropped her voice, and whispered the kind of lie only a monster could invent. You've been alone with my kids plenty. I could make 1 phone call. Cops believe mothers. And just like that, she demanded a ransom. $50,000 to buy my silence, she said. She thought she was clever. She thought she'd found my breaking point. She had no idea I'd been recording. Weeks earlier, I noticed her testing boundaries, small threats, manipulative digs. Something in me knew to prepare. So I set cameras in the common rooms, a simple nanny cam on the bookshelf hidden in plain sight. It caught everything. Her dumping her kids in me at midnight, her drunken rants, her screaming at them, not me, and most importantly, her little blackmail performance word for word. While she smirked across the kitchen table, thinking she owned me, I kept my face blank. Inside, I felt a calm unlike anything I'd ever known. A hunter's calm. Give me a week, I told her softly. You'll have your money. She strutted through the next days like a queen, inviting her friends over, bragging about the car she'd buy, the vacation she deserved. She even left brochures on the counter circled in red pen. I let her dream because nothing tastes better than the moment the trap shuts. First, I called a lawyer, then Child Protective Services, then the police. I gave them the recordings. Every minute of manipulation, every insult, every threat, every moment she neglected those kids she pretended to protect. They didn't move right away. No, that was the beauty. They built the case silently, piece by piece, while Ismailed made her coffee every morning. She thought I was caving. She thought I was broken. But really, I was sharpening the knife. The night had all collapsed. We were sitting at dinner. She had poured herself wine, laughing, telling me she'd start looking for houses soon since with my 50 grand I can put down a deposit. And then 3 knocks on the door. Not just any knock, the heavy, deliberate rhythm of law. She frowned, got up, opened the door, and froze. 2 officers, a social worker, and my lawyer standing behind them. Her kids were taken gently by the worker, escorted out to safety. The officer stepped in, reading her rights. Her glass of wine slipped from her hand, shattering across the tile. She turned to me then, her face pale, mouth trembling. You set me up. I looked at her, calm, even merciful. No, I said softly. You set yourself up. I just pressed record. They found more than enough. Threats, neglect, fraud on government forms. The blackmail alone was enough to bury her in court. And me, I never paid a cent. Instead, I gained custody rights as temporary guardian for her children. Children who for the first time had quiet nights and full plates. Sometimes I think back to that moment, the first time she threatened me, spitting poison in my own kitchen. She thought she had me cornered. But I learned something that night. Silence is not surrender. I let her believe she was winning. I let her dig her own grave. And when the time was right, I let the world see who she really